And welcome to the celebrated nightly news of Calaveras County. My name's John.
And I'm Kim.
And we thank you for stopping by on
Wednesday evening.
It is Wednesday night.
We missed last night. We had some technical difficulties right before showtime. We apologize for that.
We did. We had a glitch.
A glitch. So we are back here tonight. So we're having a few little glitches now, are we?
No, we're fine. We're good.
Okay. Making sure.
So what's up with you? What's happened?
I'd like to thank our sponsor this evening,
Gary Toffanelli.
Gary Toffanelli.
Thank you very much.
District 1 Supervisor Candidate.
So what exciting stuff did you cover today, Kim?
Let me see. I don't know, the basics.
Basics today?
Pretty exciting stuff. Guess we need to talk about Board of Supervisors since we weren't here last night to discuss it, which happened yesterday.
It did.
The Board of Supervisors meeting.
And today, yes, and yesterday on the Board of Soups, it was, there was the Murphy's sign issue. Now, Dorian from the Murphy's Hotel has been working on getting a new sign approved to replace the one that is on the aging tree that is out in front of the hotel. Mm-hmm. He's been working on this for about almost 2 years, okay. 18 months to 2 years. The board did vote yesterday to grant him a variance on that, so they would be able to do the sign as a non-conforming use that's in front of the hotel there. Now, this was a controversial issue, to put it mildly. This is one where you even had, I guess, some of the biggest names in county business. John Couts actually addressed the board personally. Mm-hmm. And he was actually against the sign. Okay. And he was very concerned about the effect that would have on the image of Murphy's. Okay. And I think there's a couple factors. One is the sign will have some neon, but I don't think that was the major issue for most people that were in objection to it. Some of that was some of the objections stemmed from that it was going to be mounted on a metal pole instead of the tree. Okay. So that was one of the issues there. It did carry the way, so there will be a new hotel. Probably starting to work on it soon. Okay.
So I understand there's a cocktail glass that's neon.
There is.
Correct. Okay.
There is, and this is some of and this was some of the stuff that was going back and forth. And it is a neon sign. There was some issues with the neon, but Beth from the Murphy's Hotel did say that it's not a neon sign where a lady's legs are going like that or anything like that. So no, it should be a very tasteful. It's actually a very cool sign. Yeah. But I think the issues from some of the people, I guess you would say, in the, I guess for lack of a better term, the opposition to the sign. It's just that they were concerned about neon.
Exactly.
And
proliferation. I can see both points of view on this.
Yeah. And the proliferation of neon. Mm-hmm. And I think one neon sign, this is historical, and I think they were concerned if there was, for example, 2 or 3 neons down at the other end of town, and since this was one of the first things you see as you come into town from that side. Exactly. So the Murphy's Hotel did get its sign. Okay. So that got it approved. And the second issue with the Board of Supervisors was the county's official response to the grand jury report. To say that the grand jury report was controversial and caused some turmoil in county government earlier this year would be a huge understatement.
Yes. Now, what were some of the things that the grand jury found on the report?
Well, a couple of things that were in the grand jury report were things about hostile working environment. This is their allegations. Okay. Hostile working environment, need for improved processes and things that inside the departments. There were some allegations of different things that were supervisor related. Those related, none of in essence, the line from the county government was to basically they disagreed with all the findings.
There were some other findings too, though, that had to do with like the animal shelter. Right?
Yeah, animal shelter. Some of those. So I think some of those.
We actually have the whole all of the findings on our website that we put up a few months ago, which came out in July, right? On the pinetree.net. If you just do a search for grand jury report. report 2007,
Yes.
2008. That will come up if you'd like to see the full report, and then we also have the response.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
And the responses, and I think some of this was a little bit anticlimactic, and I think this is one of the things that we wrote our little header piece for it, and I think that we've talked to a couple of people, and I think what we wrote on it probably won't make anybody really happy, which is probably, that means we may have gotten it right. Because anyway, the grand jury report came out. There was vigorous disagreement with it by the former head of the Community Development Agency, plus some of the other supervisors. But the interesting thing is that if you look at the events that have transpired since the release of the grand jury
everything's
report,
been fixed, right?
most of the, not all, but a lot of the things that the grand jury suggested is recommended for changes have been done.
Have been done, okay.
For one of those was they wanted to see the CAO's position reemphasized on the top of the organization chart for the county, because that was some of the issues that one of the grand jury allegations was that they were not going through the CAO's office. That has been rectified. Bob Lawton, I think, has a very, I think it actually strengthened the CAO's position coming out of this. There were obviously changes in the department in and of itself, personnel-wise and everything else. So I think an interesting thing is that I guess both sides could actually claim, if there was actual sides, but I guess both parties on this could actually claim victory because the grand jury, a lot of the stuff suggested in it was actually done.
Yes.
And
everything that was suggested was actually fixed.
And then on the other side of the coin, the county, from the county government side, they passed a objection to it, so they responded to it and denied most of those charges. So on face value, everybody got to save face.
We have the full video of yesterday's meeting up on the pinetree.net.
We do. So if you want to watch some of the comments,
the chicken man was back from Calaveras County. It has the birds living next door.
He was back.
A few months ago, he had brought in his pills, and I understand he didn't this time.
No, and I think he has.
He hasn't slept in 365 days. Is that what he said?
He did have issues with noise that he doesn't feel have been rectified.
Okay.
So. And in an interesting way,
here's all. It is. I'm sure it's hard for the board not to laugh because it is. I mean, it is. I do feel bad for the man. I wouldn't want to be living next door to that. That would be really,
but the interesting
really
thing is,
nuisance.
And it was kind of interesting and a little bit timely because back when a lot of this stuff was coming ahead,
it's funny.
Back in early summer when you could have literally cut the tension in the boardroom with a knife. I mean, it was.
This guy came in back then with his complaints.
That's when he was there because he got up, and this was back in the June, and went before the board, and everybody's like, "Okay, what's he gonna say? What's going here?" Because he
has all of his pills.
Yeah. Anyway,
which is, you know what? I wouldn't be able to sleep either if I had noisy birds living next door. So he's got a valid complaint.
But I snore.
Yes, you do. I guess I do too from what my son says. Mommy, he had a concussion, and our 11-year-old, I made him sleep with me in our bed, which hasn't done since he was a baby. He's not one that wants to sleep with Mommy.
He wasn't a real big fan of that.
He says, "Mommy, you're not a very pretty sleeper." I said, "Well, thanks a lot. You had your mouth hanging open. The dog was trying to stick her tongue in your mouth." Anyway, so I had to stop her.
Here we go.
So anyway, I don't know how I got off on that tangent, but...
Shall we bring it back?
Yeah.
Let's bring it back. All right, today at Greenhorn at lunch was the quarterly Calaveras County Taxpayers Association Luncheon. And
At camps.
The keynote, they had several keynote speakers. Corey Burnell gave a report on the Measure K.
He's a financial...
He spent over 80 hours analyzing Measure K.
Goodness sakes.
80 hours.
Wow.
Mike Chimenti was there and also talked to the group. But headlining the keynotes, speaking of county government and speaking of county CAO, was CAO Bob Lawton. And what his talk was on state of county government and where Calaveras County stands versus vis-a-vis state funding.
Why are you yawning?
I don't know.
Why
And they
are we
actually
in the news?
don't know.
Maybe 'cause
Anyway,
you don't talk to me you don't have to talk to me any time of day.
What Bob was saying was that CEO Lawton was saying is that back in June, when the county budget process first started, is they anticipated bad news from the state. So most of the county's budgets and departmental budgets have been cut to the bone already. So if in fact more money is not forthcoming from the state government, the county will probably be okay.
I appreciate that great introduction.
He's nice. I like him.
But
He also has Latin
again,
stories.
thank
Latin
you for the opportunity to be
stories.
here with you all. I would note that Calaveras came here in January. At that point, Calaveras County had been a county for 157 years. And 4 months after I show up, now we have Taxpayers Association. So I won't take that as a comment on my leadership skills, just an unmet need that went too long unfulfilled. I also have to put in a plug for Al. He is, for the board, the face of the Taxpayers Association. I mean, certainly many volunteers come with him from time to time, but Al is a consistent representative. Al contributes to the civility of the discussions. On behalf of the Taxpayers Association, he discusses matters of principle,
He's a gentleman.
and his position stemmed from that rather than any kind of narrow personal interest. I believe he's got a high level of credibility, and I always appreciate his comments and remarks. So, thank you, Al. I'd like to kind of quickly go over what the county administrator does. I know that before I went into county government, even though I worked very long in state government, I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to what was going on. There's 5 board members, and I am, in short, their representative in dealing with matters of operation of county government, preparing the proposed budget and submitting it for their consideration, supervising department heads, and collaborating with elected department heads. We have 19 department heads in Calaveras County, and I think there are 7 of them are elected officials, if I'm not mistaken. Linda would correct me on that if I'm way wrong. And in all respects, I think I'm kind of like, I'm not on the top of the pyramid throwing thunderbolts down. I'm out there on the field on the pitcher's mound. I have a little bit of perspective on issues and where the county's going that maybe individuals might have in their departments, but we're all a team. We all work together. We meet on a regular basis. And it's frankly the best job I've ever had. In a county the size of Calaveras, you get to know people, you get to help people directly, and you do get to make a difference in how county government's run. I started government work in New York, and in New York I thought that the local government's organized by party there. They were Democratic.
Yeah, but we're going to let this is interesting on his comments on county government here, so we'll let this roll for just a little bit
New
longer.
York, the state government was probably a better place than the local governments. Here in California, I can tell you that it's definitely the opposite. I think our local governments, the cities and counties, have a much higher quality of representation and a much closer link between the public and the elected officials than you have at the state level. I think that shows here in Calaveras County. I just want to talk for a little bit about county finances, what our budget's like, where the money comes from, where the money goes, to give you kind of an overview.
All right. Well, I guess we'll have more of the entire luncheon video from the Calaveras County Taxpayers Association's quarterly luncheon up.
Yes.
This will cover Measure K. It'll cover some state tax issues. The representative with a very nice speech from representative of a national tax or a lawyer's work that does a lot of pro bono work on tax issues and property rights issues and the like. And it was a good thing. It was a good thing to hear how that our local county government is managing through tough financial times.
They are still hiring, though.
Things he did say.
They are. It is slowing down.
Yeah.
The hiring is slowing down. Yes.
Things he did say were that they've made their budget cuts that kind of gets everything down to the bone. So if they have to do additional cuts beyond this, it will probably start affecting services and actual things that the the taxpaying public would probably see.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that was.
Okay. If you were smelling smoke today, I actually called CAL FIRE because I was smelling a lot of smoke.
You were?
There's a lot of control burns going on in the area. Was one going on up in West Point, and also a few in the Stanislaus National Forest. So if you see smoke, smell smoke. Did you smell smoke today?
I did, but
Yes.
did you inhale?
I did not.
You didn't
I could smell
inhale.
inside the house. I wasn't even outside yet. So if you are smelling smoke, that was the cause today, and that will probably be lasting another few more days.
Mm-hmm.
As there are 2 or 3 prescribed burns going on for the rest of this week. So, yes, I did call. Now, what is this?
Now, I wanted to mention a little bit, and this is a feature we'll be having up on the site
This is the green
probably
home
tomorrow.
you did a tour of,
Yeah. Now, over this last weekend, we did a very nice tour of a new green home being built in Angels Camp in Greenhorn Creek,
Okay.
and it was done by a builder named Rob Friend, and it was in a very interesting house. Now, this house is. We were joking with him. They're putting the green in Greenhorn.
Yes, the green and green home.
Yes, and I think you'd heard it before.
We have green on Highway 4
Yes,
with the red apple
Red
ranch.
Apple Ranch.
And
Now,
now
this
we have
is the
green
green
and
and Greenhorn.
Yes.
Now, this is a little bit of a interesting approach. Now, the house from the outside looks very almost cottagey and
Very
small.
pretty. Mhm. I love the garage
It
doors.
is interesting in the fact that it's redwood. The redwood siding is certified renewable, so he's done a very good job trying to make sure that it fits all of the green building
Okay.
requirements.
All right.
And another thing on this is it is a solar home, but you would never know because as they move forward into the more and more solar homes, the solar panels on this home are actually the tiles. Very similar to the homes up in the Red Apple Ranch where they actually had roofing tiles that were part of the solar. The difference in this one is these tiles actually did both the solar electricity generation and also they heat the water.
John, you
Okay.
talk.
And they also heat the water. So
Okay.
underneath all these solar tiles, there's actually there's a tubing under there that actually extracts the heat from it as well.
Okay.
So very, very interesting. Now this home is being sold as well in kind of a ready to finish. So all the big pieces are in, everything's in, but they're going to let the buyer choose the countertops, the flooring, and some of the wall colors.
Cool. All right.
So
So we will have the video of that up later also.
yes, it's a very cool.
Here's kind of
Very
an
cool
interesting piece we received today from the Calaveras County Sheriff's Department. Paloma Standoff ends peacefully. A standoff with the Paloma man ended without incident after the man was taken into custody by members of the Calaveras County Sheriff's Special Weapons Unit and Tactics Team late Monday. Sheriff's deputies responded to reported disturbance on Cloward Road in Paloma. The victim told deputies that he and his 7-year-old daughter were riding ATVs on Cloward Road when they were confronted by the suspect Kevin Melby, 31, as they approached Melby's home on Cloward Road. The victim, 37-year-old male, told deputies Melby began swinging a 4-foot metal pole while making threatening comments. The victim told deputies Melby swung the metal pole at his daughter and missed. During the confrontation, Melby threatened to kill the victim's family. So in essence, it ended peacefully. Melby was transported and booked to at the Calaveras County Jail on charges of assault with a deadly weapon on a peace officer, obstruct, resist peace officer, threat with intent
Wow.
to terrorize, and willfully cruelty to child with possible injury or death. He's being held on $185,000 bail, and actually they did have to. Looks like they had to call out the SWAT team
Wow.
for this.
And he did spit on the SWAT team.
He spit. Yes, he did. He did, didn't he? I didn't
He
see
did.
that part.
Yeah,
spit.
he did.
Spit on the SWAT team. Okay.
Now, one of the things that we attended over the weekend that we hadn't had a chance to talk about yet was the 150th anniversary of the San Andreas
Good
Fire
picture,
Department.
John. You're getting
Now, there
better.
were red, white, and blue cupcakes, and they were free.
So
They
so
did
did
say
you- how
one.
many-
They
so-
did say one free for each visitor, so I had to actually leave the premises, come back on, leave the premises. So I figured that was technically within the grounds.
So is that why all the red ones are missing?
Yeah, they're just gone. But actually, this was my blue one right here.
That used to be a flag. Is that what that was?
I think so. Okay. And I ate most of the stars.
Did you eat most of the stars?
And this is in front of, and this is in downtown San Andreas. There is the fire dog.
They have
with
all
the
their antique equipment
150-year-old antique equipment.
Nice day for the family on Saturday.
Now, this piece of equipment has won several awards at some of the firemen's musters.
Okay.
So,
look at that.
Some of the old pieces, old fire engines. Let's see.
Blue Boy.
This was after the
61.
disaster fire of June 1858. The San Andreas Hook and Protective Company were formed and solicitations taken for the equipping of a fire company. 3 years of donations allowed the community to order the Class 1 hand pumper the summer in 1861. Built by the John C. Cowing and Company of Seneca Falls, New York, the pumper's body is made of rosewood and inlaid with mother of pearl, so it is a pretty apparatus as well. All right. So the Blue Boy was there. They had tri-tip sandwiches, and one shot. They had also their new. They also had on display their new fire engine.
Okay.
All right, one of the new fire engines that was there that they got for a really good deal from a company in the Bay Area.
All right.
And also, now we think this is a pretty good photo. You may not be able to see it here. Now this is a young firefighter
like
cadet.
Eric.
I guess he's a new cadet that is just getting ready to go to the and he's tired out. So, needless to say, the turnouts are there, his equipment's there, and he was fast asleep on the back of the fire truck.
Cute.
And so we told him that we would take his picture and duly embarrass him by putting his picture on the web.
You mean when he woke up from his nap?
Well, no, we told the other firefighters that we'd take his picture and put it online. So
I want to remind everyone that all the Halloween festivities are starting tomorrow evening. To start off, Copperopolis Town Square will be holding a movie night. Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein at the Coppertown Square tomorrow evening, along with live music. We also have going on. Let me see here. Sorry about that. We have Bret Hart Frosh football game tomorrow evening. Bret Hart boys soccer game. The pumpkin patches continue. John Lennon and Me starts tomorrow evening, which is being held at the Bret Hart being put on by the Bret Hart Drama Department. It will be playing the 30th, the 1st, and 2nd at the Bret Hart Theater, which I've heard is going to be fantastic.
And speaking of costumes, should we spend I guess we better not. We're running out of time.
Yes,
but there was some. This was one of the winning costumes over the weekend. Some just adorable.
First annual costume parade.
The costume parade
Square.
in Copperopolis. We have
a lot of stories to put up, John.
We got all kinds of stuff, don't we?
Busy.
All the kids were out and about, and have to say the Tin Man was. That was a great costume. Mm-hmm. The Tin Man and his family. All
there's a little boy that played the angel. That's cute.
For all of the Wizard of Oz costumes. And
some cute stuff.
Also, Castle and Cook's Linda Stefanik was wearing a very convincing costume. But we'll put posters,
Posters?
Posters.
She would kill you if you did posters.
Probably. Yeah, probably kill me with the posters, but...
Oh, she didn't want to smile, that little one. This little girl's darling.
Anyway, all right.
So we'll have pictures of all that up for you later. So the Halloween festivities start tomorrow evening. They continue Friday evening. Oh, she was darling. Little princess. You see her. Remember her?
Yes.
Lots of great areas to trick-or-treat in our area. Rocky Hill. Mm-hmm. Which is we're down in Murphy's.
Yep.
And Angel Oaks. And also, I'm sure, other areas.
And we thank you for stopping by the news tonight. And we'll be back here tomorrow night with all the rundown on the Halloween stuff. Good night.
Good night.